On April 20th, 1989, a quiet highway in rural Montana, a woman driving alone suddenly veers into the wrong lane. Seconds later, a crash. Witnesses rush to help, but instead of asking for help, instead of explaining what happened, the driver gets out of her car, stares silently at the other drivers, climbs over a fence, and walks into a dark open field. She stops once, turns back, watches the scene like a stranger, and then keeps walking. No one ever saw Patricia Meehan again. But what happened next made the case even stranger. Over the next year, more than 5,000 people across the United States would claim they saw her. Truck stops, highways, restaurants, cities hundreds of miles apart. But no one could ever prove it was really her. We're diving into one of the most bizarre disappearances in American history. The case of Patricia Meehan. Before she became one of America's most puzzling missing persons, Patricia Bernadette Meehan lived a relatively quiet life. She was born November 1st, 1951 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Friends described her as intelligent, independent, and deeply compassionate. Patricia originally studied early childhood development, but by the mid-1980s, she wanted something different, something quieter, something further away from the city. So she moved west to Montana. She eventually settled in Bozeman, working different jobs including ranch work and animal care. It was a simple life, but in the months leading up to her disappearance, people began noticing something unusual. In early 1989, Patricia's behavior began to change. Her landlord later told investigators she seemed different, more energetic, almost hyperactive. Friends also noticed she appeared stressed and overwhelmed. Around this time, Patricia had started seeing a psychologist. Her father later said she had been dealing with depression. But one detail would later haunt investigators. Patricia had a therapy appointment scheduled for the morning of April 21st, the day after she disappeared, which meant whatever happened that night, she probably never planned for it to happen. And then there was something else investigators discovered later, a photograph, one Patricia had taken of herself. In a mirror, a self-portrait. But when her family developed the film after she disappeared, they noticed something disturbing. Patricia wasn't smiling. She wasn't posing. She was simply staring at herself. April 20th, 1989, around 8:15 p.m. Patricia was driving east along Highway 200 near Circle, Montana. But something was very wrong. Multiple witnesses later said Patricia's car was driving on the wrong side of the road. One driver, named Peggy Bueller, saw the car coming straight toward her. She quickly swerved onto the shoulder to avoid a head-on collision. But behind her, another vehicle was approaching. Driven by Carol Heights, an off-duty police dispatcher, she had nowhere to go. Moments later, Patricia's vehicle slammed into her car. Both drivers survived, but what happened next shocked everyone at the scene. Patricia stepped out of her vehicle. Witnesses say she walked toward the other driver and simply stared at her. No apology, no explanation, no panic, just silence. One witness asked if she was hurt. Patricia didn't answer. Instead, she turned, walked toward a nearby fence, climbed over it, and entered a large open field. She stopped for a moment, turned around, and looked back at the crash scene, almost like someone watching from a distance. And then she kept walking into the darkness. Police arrived shortly afterward. Search teams quickly spread across the prairie. Investigators found footprints in the dirt believed to belong to Patricia. They followed the trail nearly 3/4 of a mile away from the crash. The search continued through the night. Flashlights scanning the grass, volunteers combing the land. But around 3 a.m., the footprints suddenly disappeared. No signs of a struggle, no signs she fell, no body, nothing. It was as if Patricia Meehan had simply vanished. But investigators soon realized something even stranger. Patricia's home was in Bozeman, Montana. The crash happened nearly 400 miles away, and no one could explain why she was there. She had no known friends or family in the area, no appointments, no reason to travel that direction. So why had she driven so far, in the opposite direction from her home? To this day, no one knows. Weeks after Patricia disappeared, reports started coming in. At first, just a few, then dozens, then hundreds. Eventually, more than 5,000 sightings. One police officer in Minnesota reported seeing a woman matching Patricia's description sitting inside a Hardee's restaurant for 5 hours, drinking nothing but water. When questioned, the woman refused to give her name. She said she might be from Colorado or Israel. Then she left. Waitresses in South Dakota reported a woman who sat inside a diner for nearly 12 hours, drinking coffee, staring into space, talking to herself. Truck drivers began reporting sightings along Interstate 90. Some believed they had picked her up while hitchhiking. Many sightings clustered around Washington state, particularly near Seattle truck stops, but none could ever be confirmed. In August 1990, police in Idaho arrested a transient woman. She looked almost identical to Patricia Meehan. Investigators believed they had finally solved the mystery, but fingerprint testing revealed the truth. It wasn't Patricia. The lead collapsed, and after that, the sightings began to fade. So what really happened to Patricia Meehan? Investigators believe several possibilities. One theory suggests Patricia suffered a head injury during the crash, causing confusion or amnesia. Another possibility is a mental health crisis. Some believe she began hitchhiking across the country. Others think she may have wandered into the Montana wilderness and died from exposure. But after decades, no remains, no belongings, and no confirmed sightings. Patricia Meehan would be in her 70s today, and somewhere, someone may still remember a quiet woman who appeared out of nowhere, sat silently in a diner, and then disappeared again. But until the truth is discovered, her story remains one of the strangest disappearances ever recorded. A woman who walked away from a crash into the darkness and was never seen again.